Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. So today we got some pretty unfortunate news, and it has me a little worried about Kino Lorber. Are they really as boutique as we've really given them? Do they really go above and beyond like other boutique labels? What's going on? Why are they canceling movies, delaying things by years at a time? Is Kino Lorber going under? Hello everyone, my name is Jeff, and welcome back to my channel, JOHNDOEJUGGALO. If this is your first time here, please consider hitting that subscribe button. Like my daughter says, it's free and you can always change your mind later. If this is not your first time here, welcome back. This is where you're going to find me discussing my favorite things about movies and music, video games, and the physical medias that surround all of those types of mediums. So please sit back and relax and check out this next video. Alright everyone, so today we're just going to talk about this issue that seems to be pretty ongoing with Kino Lorber. But is it just Kino Lorber that's having the problem? I'm starting to think that it isn't, but with these cancellations, wow. So today I seen Paul over at Twinflix post on Facebook this message. Been informed the 4K UHD of Dante's Peak from Kino Lorber has unfortunately been canceled indefinitely. Unsure on the reason, but I'm very disappointed. Well, Paul, I'm disappointed too, buddy. I was pretty darn excited about Dante's Peak coming out. It was always one of those movies that I was kind of like, wow, I'm kind of surprised this is getting a 4K. I don't remember there being nearly as many fans of this movie growing up as there seem to be now, which is great because I love the film and I love that many people are finding enjoyment out of it. But what happened with Kino? Why have they lost that? There's also rumors that Kino has lost the rights to Daylight. And this has all happened after Daylight is already out. Like, Daylight is in people's hands. I've literally seen it in my friends' hands on Instagram. They have it. It's in the market. But someone else had shared this on a Facebook group. Let's read it. Havo FE. Brace yourselves for the $200 Daylight UK from Kino on eBay. I don't think he's wrong about that. But he got this email from Kyle at Atomic DVD. And this was the response. I sold out of stock this morning. I did get an email this morning to stop sales of the disc and to pull the product listing down. The email also said that this product pull down wasn't related to the product's playback and there is no need for a replacement program as there is no issue with the discs. Thank you, Kyle. Alright, so Kino's releasing good discs. So I mean, for the most part, they did mess up on one of my favorites. I haven't even watched it yet. I haven't busted it out of shrink wrap. I didn't know there was an issue with the color timing on this until someone said. So Kino has messed up, and they have had their mess ups before. But this isn't a disc error or a disc fix. I actually think what it might be is maybe Kino's decided to make their plate too big. Everyone always talks about Kino is the poor man's boutique, and it's because they're affordable. Well, they're affordable up to a certain point. When you release 8 movies in a week, even at a discount price, you're still asking for a lot of money from people if people try to collect your whole line, or if you just happen to bring out a bunch of movies that people want all at one time. So I guess I kind of get that. You know, people calling it the poor man's Criterion collection. Though I like Criterion quite a bit better than Kino myself, I actually think that this is of the doing of Kino Lorber, in the fashion that Kino Lorber, they take forever to announce their, well, they take forever to release their movies once they're announced. I mean, we waited like 16 months for Uncle Buck and Summer Rental. And they've also been doing this thing, like with Summer Rental. And they've done it with quite a few Blu-rays recently, where they've took the 4K scan and threw it on a Blu-ray disc instead of just releasing it on a 4K. And I assume it's because they paid, you know, quite a bit of money for the license for that movie, so they figure that they'll get customers and collectors to double dip. Oh, 4K scan this year. I've waited a long time for Summer Rental to get a Blu-ray. They'll take that 4K scan, throw it on a disc in a year and a half, 2 years, if they're still around, and sell it to me again. Do I think Kino Lorber is going anywhere? No, I don't. What I do think they need to do is I feel like they need to pump the brakes. Because if you look at the situation of Daylight and Dante's Peak, they're both Universal films. Now, Universal strikes deals with all kinds of boutique labels. They got deals with Criterion, they got deals with Screen Factory, they got deals with 88 Films, they got deals with everybody, right? I think that Kino, they're spreading themselves too thin, and it's taking them too long to get the restorations done and get the product released. And I'm almost thinking that this is a case where someone at Universal was going back over the contract and realized that Kino has waited too long to release these, and by all terms of contract, Universal can take these movies back and resell them to a different distribution, you know, a different company to, you know, release it, because it is still Universal's movie, you know, in the end. But we heard about Daylight and Dante's Peak last January or February of 2024. Dante's Peak still isn't out and was delayed, and canceled. And Daylight got all the way out to being at third-party stores, where they went ahead and they reshipped it, because all these stores think that as soon as they have it in stock, they need to go ahead and push it out before street date, which is making it very hard for people that try to buy on a budget and curate their collection a certain way when they're waiting for something to come out on release day, and then there's no longer stock of it, because technically these companies, these storefronts, started selling the product 3 and 4 weeks before it officially came out. Now, if that was the case for, you know, Daylight and Dante's Peak, maybe they wouldn't have gotten canceled, because I'm starting to think that they hem-hauled around too long to get these films out, and Universal was like, "Now we're gonna get our movies back. We're gonna swipe them right back up. We're gonna take them back. We're gonna make them ours, because we have other means to get these films out." And if Kino already did the work for the 4K transfer, Universal already has access to it. They don't have to do much more work, more than likely. I just think some of these companies are biting off more than they can handle, because they think that they all need to get us collectors. You know, the problem is all these boutique labels want our money, And they all think they got these big, great, grand packages that they're selling us. And all they're doing is rewrapping things we've already had. And so many of us have had the wool pulled over our eyes thinking that these labels like Kino deserve extra kudos because they're taking movies from obscurity, but they're not. Sooner or later, Universal probably would sell Dante's Peak to someone if they knew the demand was there. I just don't think that we need to fully invest all of our promise into these boutiques because, you know, we got Kino doing this where they're delaying. Then we have Warner Archive continuously delaying Just Friends. Now, that's the only one I know of from Warner Archive that continues to get that push. It just happens to be one that I'm excited about. So maybe it's not too much of a common thing with Warner Archive, but it might be. We're getting a lot of really bad discs in 2025. Arrow's been notorious with it. I think they've had 3 bad discs already, and we're only halfway through the 3rd month of the year. And there's 3 of them that we know for sure, with Inglourious Basterds special feature, The Cell having the director's cut messed up, which I still don't think they've actually set a disc replacement plan up for that, and Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2 not working in Panasonic players with Dolby Vision, which is crazy because Panasonic is like one of the biggest players in the game. I don't have a Panasonic, so I didn't have any issues with said Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2, but I also bought my Vinegar Syndrome 1 years ago and decided that I wasn't double dipping for Arrow because of a box. I mean, the Vinegar Syndrome box is pretty nice. The Kino Lorber boxes are pretty nice. They're all nice and uniform, and, you know, that's probably the nicest thing about Kino Lorber is that they're uniform when they're all on the shelf together. And they do get good films. But I think that they're taking too long, and these parent companies are getting tired of working with them. I mean, either that or they've really spread themselves too thin, and they've had one too many movies not sell as much as they thought it would sell, and they're about to go belly up. I'd much rather the parent company be pulling single movie contracts over an entire boutique label going belly up. But I think we should start speaking with our wallets a little bit more. We should also be loud like we are right now and let them know that we're not happy about this Dante's Peak indefinite delay and this callback on Daylight. I mean, we didn't ask for our pre-orders to get canceled. We gave our money months and months and months in advance for these products. But this is also another reason why I myself have decided that I don't think I'm pre-ordering shit anymore. Because every time I pre-order something and I get excited about it, it gets delayed. When that new date comes up, well, it either gets delayed again, or when I get the product, there's something wrong with it and I have to wait for a replacement disc. We didn't have these issues with Blu-ray discs. We didn't have these issues with DVDs. I mean, there is disc rot. So, I mean, every format has kind of had their thing, but are we to point our finger at Kino? That seems to be the easiest finger to point. Or do we point it at the manufacturing companies that these companies are putting their work to? There's only like 3 in North America now, I believe, that are pressing discs. And there's like a dozen boutique labels, and then there's studios and all that. So, I mean, if there's only like 3 manufacturers that are like manufacturing these discs, there's some kind of quality control issue going on here, I think. I also think that they need to stop asking us for our money on pre-orders 6, 8, 9, 12 months in advance. I think we should stop giving them our money that far in advance as well. But, you know, I'm just one guy. I can't make all these decisions for the community. I can't tell you to stop putting your money where you want to put your money. You make it, you earn it, you know what it's worth to you. You know if you want to put your money on a pre-order that might take a year to come out, or put your pre-order down and then it gets delayed, and they don't pull the money until they ship, and then it just randomly ships on a Sunday in the middle of September, and you pre-ordered it back in January. I'm not sure how that's smart collecting. I'm not sure how that's smart consumerism. I think these companies need to maybe hold back a little bit. We want movies, but we can't buy them all. And you obviously can't release them all correctly. So why don't you give us what we want and slow your horses just a bit, guys? And I'm talking to all the boutique labels. My money can only go to so many of you at so many times. Like always, guys, I want to thank you all for sticking around, watching this video. I don't really do things that are in the news too often, but I really wanted to talk about this one because I've really been feeling the pinch of these delays and these disc replacements and shit like that. I'm getting tired of it as a collector. I respect my wallet too much for these companies to keep doing this to me. And I really just wish that more collectors felt the same way. But most people are like, hey, it's no big deal. They'll send a replacement. They'll fix it when they fix it. But I've had this sell for 2 months and not even a damn email about a fix or any information about how to fill out a log or anything. And I bought that thing straight from Barnes & Noble. I got my receipt and I'm ready to go. Nothing. And it's an obvious mess up. Thanks for sticking around and hearing me rant, guys. Also, I want to thank my channel members real quick. You know, they give me a little extra every month. It all adds up, and it's going back into this channel. As soon as we get a nice cash out, we're going to start doing a little bit of little things here and there that will add to the channel. But like always, that doesn't matter. What does matter is that you're here, you're watching this, you hit that like button, you hit the subscribe if you haven't subscribed already, and you share this with your friends. Hit that bell notification down there as well, so that way you see the next one that I do. Got some more live streams coming up real soon. We're doing giveaways on the channel right now. Go look at that. And I will see you guys around. Just remember to always keep it physical.